he mentioned that he looks at marriage from the point of old school, and he also acknowledges like the changes that are happening present day.
Yeah.
How about you? What are your views on the role of a wife and a husband like now?
Predominantly, I'm old school love.
Okay.
But I think I've managed to evolve into today's time. I've understood that times have changed and that things are no longer done the same way it was back then. So the whole 50-50 thing, I personally do agree with it. But at the same time, as a Christian, I still believe the man is the head of the house.
Okay.
But that does not mean that I now have to impose my ideologies and my beliefs and whatever I want on my spouse. It does not mean that. It just means that before God, it's me, then my wife. But now in the household, it's like, listen, you and I have different upbringings. You and I have different ways of seeing things in life. We can come together and make it work.
Okay.
So I'm not imposing myself on you. Don't impose yourself on me. Let's come together and let's work together and make things happen. So I'm not the head and you're not the neck. There's no, oh no, without the neck, the head doesn't function. Without the head, there is no neck. No, we're equal. You know, we're equal in the household. There's no 50-50. Like I care 50%, care 50%. We're both putting 100% into this, and that's how I see it. So spiritually, I am the head of the house. Before God, I stand first. But in the household, you and I are good. We're okay.
Now, just for clarity and understanding for everyone, when you say spiritually you are the head, how does that affect things? Like, what does it mean? What does it mean really?
Okay, not to get too spiritual, but based on the hierarchy of God, the man stands first and then the woman. So whenever things go wrong in the house, I am accountable for that. So if my child ends up being a drug dealer or a thief or whatever the case is, God will come to me and say, okay, as the man, how did you raise your son? How did you raise your daughter? Why would you let your wife partake in such a gathering or partake in such a part in life? Where was you to direct the family?
Okay.
That's how I meant in the spiritual terms. So I'm responsible for how my family turns out. So as much as both me and my wife sit down, we discuss stuff, but at the end of the day, it comes down to me to be like, okay, cool, babe. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, but then let's try to look at it from this perspective.
Okay.
And then we both agree on it and move forward. As long as there's no agreement between me and my wife, I feel as though that still needs to be discussed more before anyone decides to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that clarity. Now let's look at it in terms of finances, in terms of going to work, in terms of who pays the bills, in terms of who takes care of the children, who cooks, and all of that. How do you view it?
I'm a romantic. I'm a very emotional being. And I think me and Spectre had this conversation this morning. I'm very, very, very... So I believe that this is me. Right? I work for my family.
Okay.
So I'm that guy who I would give my wife all my cards and everything else is on debit orders. So the house is paid, the bills are paid, the kids' fees are paid and all that stuff. And then baby has the card. Whatever the house needs, it's up to you. I'm a very simple man. I don't demand a lot of stuff, so I don't really see why I need my card every day. So I give it to him and say, okay, cool. I don't want you coming to me and say, baby, we're out of food in the house. That's not my own, you know? It's not my responsibility, but, you know, you have the card. If we're out of rice, you don't need to tell me we're out of rice. Go buy the rice. I mean, unless the card declines, then you can come and be like, I think you made bad decisions this month. But otherwise, so that's me. So I don't really... how to put the support the whole of saying, oh, you take care of this, I take care of that, I take care of that. No. Whatever you're capable of doing, do it. Whatever I'm capable of doing, I will do it. If maybe this month you're like, oh, yeah, babe, this month there's a bit of situation in my finances, I cannot do this, sure, I'll do it. So it's not your responsibility. I'm not going to be banging you on your head every single time. You didn't pay this month, you didn't do it this month. No. If you're slipping, cool, I will handle it this month. Then next month we'll see how we'll do it. So yeah, that's me. I'm a bit of a softie. Yeah.
If you're watching and you're liking what the softy's saying, you might be...
Yeah, but see, this one girls take advantage.
You might be a potential baby.
I just want to take advantage because I'm like, oh, okay, so you're that guy. Okay, cool.
I think so.
And then my pockets are empty every meal of the month.
I think it depends on the type of girl you go for. That's
Okay,
what I
true.
think. If you disagree or agree, let us know in the comment section. And that's what I think. I don't think it's, okay, he's a softie, then every girl is going to take advantage. I think it's the type of girl that you pick, also the type of guy that you pick,
True.
which is why it's very important to not just pick a guy or a girl as if you're picking, I don't know, fat cakes or something. What are your views on the roles of a man and a woman?
All right. So for me, right, I agree with a lot of things that is said. My view is just that I understand that men and women were created differently. We approach problems differently. We approach pressure differently. We even like our mindset when it comes to basic things like taking care of a house, choosing colors, design wise, all that. Like the quite different. You can see similarities with the females and similarities with the gents. So those differences they play out even in a relationship, you know. So now as a man, I understand that as, as the man, I'm the head of the family. And being the head of the family, there's certain things that I need to understand for me to take care of my family. Even if we're just dating, when we come across a problem, the depending on the problem, we'll see our reactions. They say we face somebody, say we go to a place and then at a restaurant, then we need to pay. My girl will look at me and expect me to pay, right? And I'll expect that I'm gonna pay and I'm gonna prepare my pocket for that. But now, if we have that already structured out, we know that. But when we're out and my girl is also willing to pay, because of our understanding, it would still be fine with her paying, right? It doesn't really take away that she's taking away my role from the relationship. So that flexibility also to be there, and me understanding that she's more emotional than me, that means I'll have to be more patient with her. I'll have to be a bit more slower with her to allow her to catch up and to allow her to express herself. That should give her a safe area for her to be herself and her true self. And when a girl feels safe with you and she feels that now you've given her enough environment for her to open up herself to you to her fullest ability, she'll give herself to you and she'll submit to you. That's where now I take my place as the man of the family and I take the role as the head, because I've already established a space for my female or for my lady to trust me and to give me that space. So it doesn't just come automatically as a man because we're in a relationship. I'm automatically the head of it.
Yeah.
Now I have to prove to her to let her feel comfortable enough to let me be the head in our family. So those dynamics I understand. And also I have to know my own weaknesses so that I see where she's strong and how she can close up the gaps.
Yeah.
And then when I see her weaknesses, I'll also try and fill up the gaps so that we work as a team.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, you both give 100%.
Yeah.
You both give 100% in whatever situation you're in. So that's my understanding of it. Like you just build up and you work together, but the man is the head. The man is the one who should call the last shot. Because the female, in most cases, they'll use emotions, and a lot of us, the decisions we made based on emotions have always been wrong.
Yeah.
You know. And when the man makes a final decision from a logical standpoint, even if it's been influenced by the female, but he'll try and break it down a bit more, because we're very calculative. We calculate a lot. And if a guy can do that and he agrees with what you're saying, then you know at least he thought about what you said, and we go in the right direction. And I feel like also the females want a man that takes control. Females want a man that knows what he wants and knows where he's going, and that won't be easily pushed around by her.
Okay.
If you easily pushed around by her, she'll feel like you're weak. Trust me, this whole thing of feminism, all that crap, it's just the world out there. But naturally, females want a man that will take control. If you get why do a lot of girls have problems with yellow-born niggas? Because they feel like these guys represent softness. They represent a feminine feel that girls themselves bring to it. We can't all be the same. We can't both behave like we're men in the relationship. That's why men don't like females that exude a lot of masculine energy, you know. So we go for girls that are feminine, girls that are soft, girls that are willing to let you take care of her, you know. I want to take care of my lady. I want to spoil her. I want to do all that I don't want her to worry about all of that.
Okay.
But now, if she's going to fight me because she wants to act like, no, we're all the same, we're all equal. Doc, there's nobody equal in this world. That is a stupid ideology. I don't even know where they got that from. It's impossible to be equal. Even amongst men, we are not equal.
Okay.
In your family, you are not equal. In your group friends, you are not equal. There's always that one person that calls the last shot. Say somebody comes and confronts you guys and they have a problem. There'll always be that one person that in
Stands
most
up for
cases
everyone.
will stand up for everybody or will have the last say, right? That person might naturally be more of a leader than everybody
Everyone
else. And those dynamics also play out in a relationship. Naturally, the man will always assume the leadership position. If you try and mess up all those dynamics, you try and bring in confusion, it'll mess up the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
Sorry to cut you, Spectre, and not to derail us, but I just want to ask, with everything you just said, is that your male ego speaking, or is this just now your perspective in life? Because there is a
No,
male ego that
yeah.
says that as a man, I'm always going to be the one in the front. I'm always going to be the one to do 1, 2, 3, 4 because I am the man, and it's
Yeah.
just natural, and I'm made this way. At some point as well, it comes as a form of ego. Is that an ego thing to you, or that's
yeah,
just
no, that
stripping
is
that away?
for me. I'm not saying it from a side of ego. It's just something that I've experienced in all my relationship with females.
Okay.
Even they expect you as a man. Okay, from my experience, they would expect you to take the role of a leader in the relationship, right? And like, if you can do your homework, you look around and you ask a lot of females. Say you with a guy, and then you ask him, "Yo, let's go here." He says yes. "Yo, get me this." He says yes. "Yo, do this." He says yes. Every single thing he's saying yes to.
He's a CC.
Bro, exactly. Even a girl will be turned off by that. Girls like a man that will stand his ground. If he says no, it's a no. And he means it. Girls find that sexy. They're attracted to that because they feel like, yo, if ever anything had to happen, God forbid, but if ever anything had to happen, I know he's got my back. I know he can protect me.
Yeah.
Not a guy where you're like, if they come and attack us here because he believes in 50-50, he's going to put me on the line for his sake. I want to be that man. If anything happens, if anything goes down, Armageddon just happened. I'll be in the forefront to make sure that my family is safe. I could die for my family.
Yeah.
That's the type of man that I'm referring to, you know, like taking the lead, making sure that you can do whatever it takes to make sure your family is fine. It doesn't mean that my girl can't make decisions, my girl can't say anything. My home will be ran by her. It's just like you're saying, the outcome and the overall image and the overall view of the family
Yes, your
is, it's my responsibility.
sure.
I need to make sure that my woman has enough money to waste around or to use or to multiply, because women can multiply, you know. You give her money, let her do whatever she can with it. She'll make your house a home. That's what I believe in. It has nothing to do with ego.
Ego.
Yeah.
Thanks for that view. Let us know what you think. Do you think such a guy is indeed a sissy, or are you more than willing to accept such a gentleman? It's not we're not here imposing our views.
It's not
We're
tyranny
not here.
either.
No.
So share your view in the comment section below.